So lots happened since last week's podcast.
Yeah, I've become a father.
Yeah.
Lots has happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I've become a mother.
A lot has happened. Yeah, thanks everyone for going and picking up the song. We're really excited about that. We're getting some great feedback from the tune. So we're excited to bring you another one soon. Maybe we can get this one out in 4 weeks.
I think we got to push the envelope 4 weeks.
Well, at least maybe 2 weeks.
Before Mike heads off to Europe.
Yeah.
When do you go? My solo tour.
When do you go? When do you go to?
Mike is going to get us a deal. I'm going to score us a record deal. I leave on the 30th of March.
What?
Okay. So this has got to be done by.
Yeah. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Yeah. What's the deal? Why are you going to Europe?
Melissa's doing a research trip.
Really?
For her PhD.
PhD. What's that stand for?
Professional. I don't even know, to be honest. How do I not know
holistic
that?
doctor?
Is it?
No.
Pretty.
Is it?
Is it?
PhD.
Pretty hungry dude.
What does it stand for? I should know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's why
something,
they wouldn't give
doctrine.
me one. They wouldn't give me one. I went and asked for one. They said, "What's it stand for?" I said, "I don't know."
PhD.
And then they said, "What does Masters stand for?" I was like,
Isn't that a golf thing? Masters?
I don't follow baseball. I have no idea.
Professional honorary degree.
Honorary doctor.
Professional hog
Honorary?
doctor.
So isn't honorary sounds like you don't have to work for it.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
Professional
See, I know she's working hard.
honors degree.
Plastic horse dentures.
That could be it.
Okay, guys, why don't you play some options, and we'll see what's just a couple options.
Yeah.
See what's there.
Okay, guys, we're back. Practicing. A song called All Right. We're hoping to record this one next.
Was there a comma after it? I should have finished the sentence. I'm trying to align all the pieces I could never fit. Keep tripping over it. I was pulled to you by the magnet that pulls to the one. Nothing can take that away. I love the way we make a love work in the dark. And in the heat of the day, we don't have time to rewind. Drinking yesterday's wine like a secret life. We don't have time to collide with all that we hide. Looking for the next line every time. I give you something. Give something back to me, and we'll be alright. I'll give you something, you give something back to me, and we'll be alright. I was pulled to you by the magnet that pulls to the one. Nothing can take that away. I love the way we make a love work in the dark. And in the heat of the day, we don't have time to rewind. Drinking yesterday's wine like a secret life. We don't have time to collide with all that we hide. Looking for the next line every time. I'll give you something, you give something back to me, and we'll be alright. I'll give you something, you give something back to me, and we'll be alright. I'll give you something, you give something me, and we'll be alright. We'll be alright. Sing it. Oh, 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 it's gonna be alright. Be alright.
It's awesome. That part you're playing is awesome.
It's good guitar hook.
It's really good.
Good guitar.
I don't mean the high part. What are you playing in the chorus? Can you play that part for me?
Chorus?
The first chorus.
Like, just playing in the bar.
Could you play that part at the end when you're going, ha, 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 ha? Would that work? Like maybe one time or something? I love hearing that. Really sounds nice. Like just switch in. It's a rough mix. It's a rough mix.
It's a rough mix.
It's fine.
Well, to me, that thing's just filling up everything. I can hardly.
Well, Matt's super loud too.
Huh? And the vocal, yeah. I was gonna say, Matt, sing back.
Vocals
Like,
super
sing
loud.
back. Yeah.
With a lot of sibilance feedback or something.
Siblings.
No, the vocals were really loud.
You have basically three parts that you're playing there.
Oh,
They
Matt.
sound awesome,
You
and
have
to
a note.
balance them out and to figure out how to layer them in and out a little bit.
I mean, it's a nice piano
Killer,
part in this.
killer.
one.
Well, hitting his piano part's awesome. Every part is good. It's already
I
there.
think it's
Yeah.
all there.
I think it's a good song to record. Eh?
Why am I even here?
The come down. Do we like that come down?
Well,
I think
like the part where you play by yourself. You mean?
Yeah.
I think it could be nice if it was like a CP70, like October
CP70
kind of sound.
Yeah.
Well, I think it might be
Lots of
nice if,
delay on
if he goes into the chorus chords right after that.
Yeah, that'd be.
Or a variation of them, like he can go just straight up the neck instead of doing the pattern, just build.
Right.
And then go up to the high part, you know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Build the bar chords up to the high.
I could still come in with the hook.
Yes,
Building that part.
just a possibility.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's a nice,
Like the opening's nice, where it's just guitar and Matt.
yeah.
I think that's a nice.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
there's
have my
enough
keyboard hitched
there's
up.
enough dynamics in the song, but it's got the same driving feel throughout.
Yeah.
I think all the parts are there.
Funny enough, it also has the same kind of sense of almost like a 70s feel for some reason, and
Mm-hmm.
it's from your piano part.
You're kind of a Springsteen-y.
Supertramp.
Well, yeah, almost something like that.
I
yeah.
like Supertramp.
Maybe.
Supertramp.
Yeah, Supertramp.
Pull up
yeah,
a-
maybe. Or
pull up
Trailman.
a-
We should do a Wurlitzer.
Yeah, I was going to say, pull up a Wurlitzer, Matt.
Just a note to the fans at home. All the guys here are over 21, so they're allowed to drink alcohol. There are a couple places where I wondered if you guys were going to sing harmonies.
Well, we'll figure those parts out. We haven't really worked on vocals at all in this song, except for that last oh.
Yeah, clearly. But there's a couple spots where I thought,
I agree.
I wonder.
Do you want to just break it apart in sections then and like listen
Think
to
about
a verse?
each part?
Just go over
Yeah,
a verse and
I
say.
think let's try that and think about it.
So here's what the bass and the guitar are doing in these hook parts, and I don't come in till like second verse.
What if you didn't play the hook at the same notes with it? If you played like something to that, you know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
Would it sound shitty?
I don't know. I mean, we've tried that.
Have you?
It's something we've played this one live quite a few times, and it seems to be a part that everybody really
I know.
likes, like a dada.
I know.
Really nailing that hook in, and they only stay on it for like 2 bars.
I know, he switches off.
Yeah.
What hook are you talking?
This here, like imagine it picked and kind of Joy Division-y sounding. It sounds kind of,
of course, it's
sounds
awesome.
kind of cool. I don't know. It could be a harmony or something playing the same pattern.
That's what I meant.
Same. Oh, so do the same pattern, but just at different notes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
'Cause I like the patterns good.
Is this in a verse or something? Is that what you mean? In the beginning?
He doesn't come in right at the beginning.
No, I don't.
No,
come
I know.
into,
I
like,
just wondered
way in.
if
I mean,
like I was wondering, what if you had 4
yeah.
positions instead of 5 positions?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't do that hook up.
That was just. That's what I was
exactly.
just doing. They tried that. Just me and Micah.
2, 3, 4.
Stronger to me. That's stronger to me. Just try a little bit once and see what it sounds like. I don't mind that.
It could be something.
It's kind of buzzcocks, eh? I actually don't mind that sound of that song somehow.
No, it could be kind. It could be interesting. It'd be something we'd apply at the end.
Yeah.
Could it be just a nice layer?
Yeah, it might be
Hand
just.
in there
I would only bring it in on like in and out. Like,
Yes,
it can be
in
the whole
chorus,
song.
in the
Yeah.
chorus. What if you didn't do your chorus pattern if you just did the come up? You know what I mean? You have a chorus pattern where you go. Play your chorus pattern. What if you just went? Go to your last one. No. You know the one where you do the switch?
E minor.
I was just wondering about if you could have a sequence where you just vary the pattern of chording just the second time, and then come back to it when you play it that third time, just to give us a go and come back. Just an idea. Hey, I love it played like that. That's awesome.
Let's try it.
Can you play it like? Can we? Let's just do it. Let's do a little round like that.
Chorus?
Pretty nice.
I think that's kind of nice.
That actually works nice with the
It
keyboard.
does work nice with this part.
Start the song like that.
It's more. It gives it more space.
It does.
I don't know. I think it's nice to start the song the way we're starting it because we always start big.
But if he like hards that effect with that part, and then you do those little finger variations, that's really nice. That has a really propulsive sound. It does the same thing as those sus chords that Thomas does, I think.
Oh, they are sus chords.
Well, then I don't know my music. For those kids at home, learn music or else you sound like this. Sus, dominant,
Sus.
guys, seventh dominant.
I don't really know if they're sus chords. I'm saying they are.
I have to believe you. You can play the guitar. Sing really
We forgot to mention in the last podcast that Mike is a damn good guitar player, not just a blogger.
Oh yeah, he's very good guitar player. He was very hurt actually.
He was kind of hurt.
I almost didn't come tonight. I was just
He was so hurt by that.
distraught.
What part hurt? What was the part?
He gives his all in his guitar playing.
Like, where did it really hurt for you?
It was.
You're very sensitive. You're a sensitive man.
Didn't hurt at all.
So what's the next step with this song?
Well, probably the next step is Matt turn off the effects on both of those, and we'll just talk a bit. So we don't have to just do it in the podcast when we're talking. Just turn both of those effects units off.
Yeah, I think we're ready
Both of
to.
them.
I think you can
Don't
track
change the
that.
levels so that we
I
can.
think
Yeah.
we're ready to record this.
There, that's better.
Melissa thinks this is our breakthrough song.
Well,
Really?
I think it's a great.
I
tune.
think it's a good tune.
It's very catchy. It's got a couple of those crowd pleaser things in it that are so nice.
And again, it's got the nice. It's got the nice vocal ending.
Yeah.
Like the other song, we got our.
Yeah.
You know the.
It's just going to have to be that we don't keep seeing that pattern come up again, because Manny's right. There's a similarity between songs in some
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you have to wrestle with.
But that's in a way that's a good thing too. If there's
Yeah,
You know what I
depending
mean?
on which parts are similar.
Yeah.
I think if it's a melody, that can be a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's a feel,
then it's
not so bad.
Yeah, that's more a style thing.
I don't think the melodies sound similar.
No, the melodies unique.
Not a wise man.
Yes, he's very. Oh, yes, oh wise man, lead us.
mighty Buddha.
Oh,
Lead
mighty.
us, Randall.
See how he sits on the chair. Should we all be sitting on chairs, men?
You should be at my feet, sitting at my feet, learning from the things that I say.
What are we going to learn from your feet?
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Awesome.
What is that voice?
Are you wondering whose voice I am doing at this time?
I should know.
Sounds
who
like.
it is.
It's the sound of a million voices crying out at once.
Sounds like.
So that sounds like that's an Oscar award.
Luke, use the Force.
Use the force.
Sir Alec Guinness. I'm not doing him. I'm doing a voice that sounds very like him.
Yes.
But it's harder when I bend down and I get frog in my throat from my own wattles. It's very difficult.
It's more like.
Who does that remind me of, actually? It reminds me
Reminds
of...
you of Dana Carvey.
Exactly. It's
Paul McCartney.
No? Yeah, maybe it's Paul McCartney or somebody.
I think people will wonder why you're not talking about your music at this point.
That's what it. No, it's Dana Carvey doing Paul McCartney. That's what you think.
Chopping broccoli.
That's what I'm thinking of.
So if you're going to track this song before you go away, when do you have to track it? When does this happen?
Oh, I think we start next week tracking.
Next week.
Tracking next week.
Next Wednesday, Thursday.
Because all the parts are there,
We'll
right?
nail
Are
it.
you going to live it?
Oh, yeah. From
Yeah.
now on, everything lives.
If it goes
is live.
as well as the last, we should have it done in two
2 weeks.
practices.
And this one doesn't have a lot of stuff to worry about either,
No.
does it?
No.
The biggest question is arrangement. Like if there's parts
Yeah.
lengthwise, if it should be longer, shorter.
Definitely shorter.
Oh, we'll know that. when we
How
hear
long
it,
is the
yeah.
song?
Probably
It's
only
actually
4
not
minutes.
that long.
No,
It's
it's
really
a short.
short.
It's a short.
Seems
pop
a
song.
quick run. Maybe that's good.
I'm not worried about the overall length, just that more the actual parts.
Something that occurs to me was we might want to not have this pattern of like Tool and Lateralis with long entries to the songs, long intros, and getting like before
Yeah.
you get into it. And
Yeah,
that-
which this one sort of does again.
it does, and
Well,
similar to.
but different.
Starts off singing right
It starts
away,
off
so-
immediately singing though.
That's
it's like
true,
it's
that's
like
true.
drums,
Yeah,
guitar,
yeah.
voice.
I think the singing could come in sooner.
Yeah.
Than I.
It's almost like immediate.
Yeah, I
The
would say
vocal.
almost immediate.
yeah. You're right.
We could almost do it immediate.
If you guys want to do it that way, that's fine. I think what should happen is the Matt should immediately come up and just start singing.
And then the guitar comes in.
And then after those guys are done, then you can play the drums.
We could do an
Like,
acoustic.
why not do it like that?
Why don't we do all? Yeah, do all the parts in linearly.
yeah.
So we'll like play the vocal part, and then the guitar part,
Yeah.
then the drums, and then the bass at the end.
That's a great idea.
Not make it like a 9-minute song. That'd be pretty interesting.
Why would the bass be last? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I thought leave them with some nice something
because-
firm.
First shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Actually, the firm should come first.
Firm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to defer to you guys on that.
Well, we could. That'd be an experiment, and then we could leave it to the crowd to mash it up however way they want. Because-
Well, they'd have to bring 4 tracks or whatever.
Well, we let the fans mix it.
yeah, if you guys all have 4 tracks.
Tascam 4 tracks or
Yeah.
TAC,
Yeah, I
whatever.
remember those.
Tascam,
Yeah. I remember you probably saved up for one, right? Didn't
Yeah, well, for sure. That was the first
yeah.
thing. It was. I think mine was a Yamaha actually, 4-track cassette.
you? Those were the good
You'd
days.
ping pong. You'd ping pong all the tracks
Bounce
to
the
one
tracks.
track.
Remember when I got in there in your room and started recording on it?
I don't remember.
Remember I did,
Remember
like,
to
Why
remind
are
me of
we
the story.
looking to
Matt's telling tell us the story.
I just figured out how to use it. Remember I did this big, huge medley of U2 songs? I wonder if that was the first time I ever sang or anything.
Right.
And somehow I recorded all this stuff.
I do
It was
remember
like a
that.
10-minute U2 medley.
And did
Yeah.
Mark come in
I
and
wonder
yell
if it's
at
still
you?
around.
No, that was
No, I
Manny.
think he came in and he was like, wow, I didn't know you could sing.
Let's start a band quick
Or
because
do
I'm
it.
out of
Let's
one.
start a band. Yeah.
Was this during your Sasquatch phase or your Sasquatch phase?
Yeah, it would have been.
What's
Like
that
those,
mean?
remember when you guys showed a picture
Oh, yeah.
of you and you looked like a giant Sasquatch?
Oh yeah. I was like 210
Wait,
and like huge.
but a good 60 pounds of that was your hair, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was
Incredible.
unbelievable.
It was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Manny, you might want to put that photo up in the podcast at this point.
Ah, the hair.
It was really
we used to wear the brooches. Remember the man brooches
no
in the 80s? You don't remember the brooches? Guys wore brooches. They're like this big.
Yeah, Le Chateau, man.
Le Chateau, and they're like sometimes there was like
They go to
4 or
the-
5 pins,
That's funny.
and you'd wear the whole thing.
Maybe they weren't
'Cause I
man
remember it
brooches.
It was like man jewelry.
I remember
like,
being young and looking
Yeah.
up to Mark, and I couldn't wait. And I remember going to Le Chateau and getting my first brooch. I was so
we wore
excited.
brooches. I don't understand.
that hilarious? Wow.
It's something that'll never come back. It was just
No, I don't think it was
It
here.
was so 80s. No, it was here.
Okay.
Guys wore
What
jewelry.
you need is my grade 12.
And shoulder pads.
Who was it
Graduation
here for?
photo.
Who was the man brooch here for?
We'll get some photos.
I never saw one.
We all wore man brooches.
Oh,
at
yeah,
high school.
man,
It's
you
new
put
wave
up my
guys.
grade 8 graduate. It was the new wave look. Mark used to wear beads
Big
too.
baggy pants,
I remember
pink
parachute
shirt,
pants.
brooch.
It was all
Brooch.
about
I don't see
And a brooch
those.
that would connect to the collar here and a collar
brooch,
with a chain.
makeup,
Never heard of that.
Is that even
Oh,
a
man.
word?
eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Brooch. How do you
Hair.
sold them? So they must have
Listen, you know I was there too. I don't remember the brooch.
Well, we're gonna have to bring some photos up to
I know,
demonstrate the brooch.
I'm
Picture
100%
Duran Duran, old album cover.
They had
They probably
brooches?
have brooches.
I don't remember any brooches.
Yeah.
spelled broke.
Maybe it's not, maybe we're using the wrong word.
Bless you. B-R-O-O-C-H.
Yeah, but
Brooch is the word.
it is a brooch.
It's like a pin.
It's like a pin.
Pin it on. It has
I know, but then so would
Shiny
what's the difference
jewels
between
on it.
food
Like a shiny
and book?
I'd put it right here in the middle of the collar.
Listen,
Or I might have
Yeah,
one
you
here with
suck
a
it.
chain going like
Yeah.
this.
I'm almost 100% sure that you guys were the only ones wearing these.
See, I've mentioned this to other people, and they didn't remember that either.
Nope, because nobody wore them.
And I thought, was it just us?
Yeah.
I
But
probably
no,
started it.
It
then.
was like high
Maybe they were
fashion.
There was a lot of us in high
They
school
were
who
there
wore
for
brooches.
girls, and they were used for something else, but we just bought them. And
I have never seen a man brooch.
I only bought one.
No,
And
there.
I was in the
Google
80s.
it.
I was
Man,
totally
Google
in the
man
80s.
brooch
Like
80s. I
recording.
bet, see if something comes up. I'd be
Oh, yeah.
curious to know.
Lots of.
Listen, I had the shirt that buttoned on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And had the flap down.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a perfect spot for a brooch.
But I
When
did
that
not
flap-
have-
5 years ago, I still had all that stuff in my closet, and then
Your wife
You
threw
should
it.
have kept
out.
it. Yeah.
I know it'd be great to just dress up in it. Yeah,
Would it fit?
it would fit.
Nice.
Like I might not be able to do it up, but it would fit. Well, it totally would fit because everything was baggy, like so baggy.
I remember gray, like regiment pants, like they were military regiment style pants.
Yeah.
And I remember like so many things that would be in this category, never saw a brooch, not one. Ever.
No,
I
you
don't
go to
believe-
Les Chateau.
I can't believe
We'll
it.
find some brooch.
What about
pictures
the
for you.
guys' blazers? And they had shoulder pads.
Totally remember that.
Why would guys need shoulder pads?
Brooch.
To look more awesome.
But remember, the girls' clothes had shoulder pads.
Big
Why would they want to look?
Parody. It's trying to make parody.
Yeah, it was weird.
A lot of fashions
weird
back
fashion
then seemed to
in
be
the
about
80s.
size and ostentatiousness.
And it was
amount of
yeah.
material, amount of hair. Look how much we can have of everything.
See, my theory is in the 80s, we had a good so many years of processed food. People were starting to get obese in the 80s.
Oh, we could-
And so a whole fashion came out. It was all about pleating and covering the body. It was nothing in the 80s showed off a person's body.
There was a
It was all
theory.
about hiding the body.
There's a theory
because
that
we all
it's
were
not
all were
about
getting fat.
No, I don't
You
think,
think
it's
we were
about
all
fat
getting
yet.
fat?
I think we were starting,
I
but I
always
think
think
it's
that.
about when times are wealthy, more material is used in clothing.
Yeah.
I believe that's a
Look,
theory.
look at the
Yeah.
old
Victorian,
Victorian, like the
Victorian
puffy,
corsets.
bustles and
The puff
ostentation.
sleeves.
the stuff the guys wore.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
all the
It's
clothes.
hilarious.
It's like more material means more
I guess
wealth.
so, the more-
That's. I'm sure I've read that somewhere.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes some
And if you look at hair,
so wise.
big hair,
Big hair.
Just
What would that be?
wise
Will you
man.
please come
Please.
teach us?
What was
teach
that?
us these
Just
many
a minute. Let me write this.
The big
Anyone
hair.
have a pen? More material. What was it?
More wealth.
Equals more.
More wealth.
More wealth.
Equals more material.
There shall be.
There shall
That's
come a
deep.
time.
There shall come a time where more material shall mean less wealth.
There will be much wealth
The life
and
of
much
Brian.
textile.
The best part.
And there will be brooches.
And men shall wear brooches.
you can also look at. Remember, you probably did this, crimping your hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. I had a crimper.
Yeah, crimping. your
Yeah, I
mullet.
totally had a crimper and just crimp. It made my frizzy curly hair long.
Would past tense of crimp be crump? Today you crimp, yesterday you crump.
I crumped my hair.
Crumped my
But you
hair.
wouldn't have to put the ED on it. You
That's
crump.
true, I
Yesterday
crump.
I crumped my hair.
I crumped my hair. That just sounds wrong.
That sounds like some kind of a dance.
Well, it is.
Let's do the crump.
Mixing up, because there was no hairspray in the house, mixing up sugar and water in a bowl in the kitchen. and put it in my hair.
To do what? To make it.
To make it. I used to have poof hair.
We used to just
Like,
pop.
this is like grade 8.
We used to pop our hair like
out
crazy.
to here.
Where would you think to use sugar and water?
What year would that be?
I've never heard of that.
Be about 88, probably 87.
And then people use peroxide to dye their hair too.
You know, you start to realize at some point
Marks went
the
orange.
huge distance between you and me in age
Yeah.
is massive.
Yeah. it
Oh
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're a child of the 70s, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
And I was in the 80s. I mean, I was 15 in 1980.
No, well, you were more an 80s child than
So
I
it's-
was.
I was right
I'm more
in
of a 90s.
the sweet spot.
was
But then
too.
you guys, by the time,
I was too.
like your 80s aren't my 80s.
Our 80s are late 80s.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
My 80s.
I always
Your
I remember
80s are
talking
more my 80s.
the Joshua tree in grade 8 for me. That's how I remember. So about 87. I was in grade 8.
And I was already working and
Hey,
That wild.
you can tell you've been going to the gym. Look at you, all buff.
Everybody
I think a lot of people are noticing.
Everybody,
You know, as soon as Mark starts to work out one time,
Yeah,
he
I'll do
buffs
that.
up.
Holy smoke, yeah.
It's true.
Stop doing podcasting.
Wow.
Look at Micah. He's like,
buddy.
You know, I want to say at this point that I'm envious.
I'm just noticing with the white shirt.
Doesn't take long.
No, it doesn't.
does,
There's
yeah.
one workout.
I believe I've been working out for 20 years.
Doesn't take long, Randall.
Take a lot
20 years.
Don't come with me.
Still look like a little fat middle-aged man.
My app tells me I'll lose all the weight I want to lose by July.
My app.
That's what my app says.
Yeah.
I believe my app.
Listen, people don't know that the Boy in December podcast, you can learn about the 80s, you can learn about man brooches and fashion, and diet tips and workout
Diet
tips.
tips.
What's
Everything.
your program, Micah? Share your program. What are you doing? What's
I
your
hardly.
what's your cycle?
I go. All we do is I do half-hour cardio. I do run on the treadmill or the track for half hour
Yeah.
or a little longer, and then I do some just. All I've been doing is upper body weights right now, but I got to get into a routine. And I try
This
to do
is
that
falling out of the ring.
at least 3 times a week,
You're doing upper body workout 3
and
times
it's all
a
the
week.
machines. I'd rather get on to free weights.
See, here's the
Machines.
thing that's frustrating is that you right now, you're having results, but you shouldn't be having them because you're not doing the right things.
No.
So you should be fat, and I should be fit and buff. I just want to say
doing
that.
it.
Just want to say that publicly.
I think
wanna say
what I'd enjoy is actually more the cardio.
It's
That's what I
fantastic.
like. Is sweating and
I do
it
too.
feels good. Your heart's pumping.
Yeah.
I like that.
If
feel.
you're lifting weights correctly, you should have a pumping heart.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You should be feeling
my heart is.
red-faced and sweating from lifting weights.
But
too.
you see the guys that go in there, they're just like, for like, like it's just unreal. And you're looking at them and thinking like,
yeah.
and then they let it go like, get up and go get a drink. And they're like,
What gym are you in?
Oh, my Lord.
What gym is this?
it's a Y in Stratford.
And it's just loaded with meatheads?
7.
No offense.
There's about
Hey,
3 guys. in
I
there.
like meatheads, don't get me wrong.
Like they just pile. There's
a
no
lot.
way it's good for their body. There's
pile
no
on.
way. They pile like the most weight on this machine, and
What
just
machine?
like about 3 of the reps, and they're done. Just like give it a, and then they're done.
See,
This guy's like that.
I can't lead the weights.
Other way.
I can't do the weights because if I find when I start doing weights, I start to develop muscles in here.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious. In my
You
neck.
guys are...
And then I can't sing.
There you
I
go.
lose an octave when I do weights.
Necks get so big.
Because
the
when
neck-
you work out,
My neck starts
muscles
to-
just pop out.
But
These
then
hussies-
it's as if I have to sing differently.
These hussies and their insane
I can't- I
theories. Mark
actually-
says, "Oh, I'm already." One time I tightened up.
It's true.
So, anytime I go to the gym, I always get the looks from the people like, oh my God, look at this guy. It'll never, like, oh, that'll never last. And they're right. Like, I'll go for like 2 days and then I won't go for 3
Who's looking at you? Nobody is doing
No, people are. They're just like, oh, there's another new guy. If you're a new guy, oh, this guy will be here for like
I'll
3
admit-
times and he'll quit.
I'll admit, I
You just-
do that in
They
January.
can just tell by looking at me. They can
That's
tell by
January.
looking at me. I'm that guy that's not only going to last 3 days.
People, when you come in, people are so busy with themselves that they don't do that to you.
Oh, it's true. It's all in my head.
The only time that happens is January the 4th.
Yes. Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
start
Look
looking
at these
thinking,
people.
oh.
New Year's.
That's the only time they show up.
The best are the guys with the weight belts and everything. They come in and
Well, have you seen people that need it?
Some people need it.
There was a guy, I won't say any names, there was a guy that worked out at the gym where I'm here. Where I'm here. Yeah, I'm here at the gym. And he was putting up
No swearing on this podcast.
weight that would blow your mind. And he was in his 50s. And he had to have a weight belt to keep his back attached to his body.
Good God.
I say, are you wearing that weight belt to keep your spine in there? And you'd see him picking stuff up, and he'd say, "Can you give me a spot?" No, I can't. I can't even look at that weight.
do you do free weights then?
Yeah. Well, it's $80 a month, but
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I do free weights. I don't use machines because here's what you want. You want to use free weights because you want to have to use your stabilizer muscles
Yeah,
to
I
help
like
you.
free weights better.
Depending on what you're doing. Some people really want to isolate a muscle. And
My dilemma is I hate looking at a guitar player that's buffed, to be honest.
What?
I think it looks retarded on stage. Like,
You're
who
kidding.
am I thinking of?
Creed. No, like
Like who?
Like the guy that plays for Matt Danzig?
I don't know him. But
Metal. Like metal guys.
metal guys.
You think it looks
Although,
Who's that guy?
well, it works for metal.
Robbie
doesn't
Balboa.
work for our music. I would
Remember
say.
that guy, Matt?
A buff.
What's his name?
It looks stupid.
Robbie Balboa.
Rocky Balboa.
No, it wasn't Rocky. He was Italian. He was buff. And he
wanna
had a
look more
full
like,
keyboard, like that size of a
and
keyboard
good shape.
strapped
You
on.
wanna look
This
more
is
like
the thing.
the
You
guy.
guys
I
have some
know.
freak
I can't
gene
remember
that
his
you
name.
could put on
Is he
muscle.
the saxophone player too?
I haven't lifted weights
It's
since
genetic.
I was
Like a man. He hasn't
18,
lifted
I
weights.
No,
since he
somehow
was
rock stars need to look like
They're doing
lanky.
cocaine.
You're
and
talking
like they're
about British
cocaine.
rock stars.
British rock stars, yeah.
Yeah.
They're never buff.
No, they're skinny fat men.
Yeah,
Little paws.
doesn't look right.
A tiny little bit of fat, but they're really super skinny.
Yeah.
And they have they can't even grow a beard. They don't have enough testosterone to grow a beard. When they grow a beard, it's like a couple of hairs and just kind of stays like that.
Yeah.
They look faintly sick. And they smell of tin foil and bad decisions.
We're coming. Europe.
We're coming Europe. Thank you.
We're coming Europe. We just got to
Please.
work out a little bit.
That was my opinion.
Do you have
That
a
is not
Y
the
in
opinion
Europe?
of Boy in December.
Yeah, the Y's everywhere, isn't it?
P.S. I'm a big fan of British rock stars. I think you all know that.
Oh, I love
Our membership runs out on the 20th of March, so I don't know if I'm going to renew it or not.
Because you don't want to get too buff.
Well, you just go a couple
Well, I
times.
don't go very often.
Well, just do
to
the
be
cardio.
honest.
You just said you went 3 times a week.
Well, not. Sometimes we don't though. Sometimes,
Just once.
This week.
Probably
in
that's
the
where it
last-
was.
So,
That's
just
where it
wait.
was during the last podcast.
You go 3 times a week.
Working
once.
out.
this week.
No, this week. This week I'll go 3 times. But
Right.
the week before we didn't go for a week.
What did you do? What do you do?
When I don't go for
Yeah.
a week, we're busy.
You just lay there
Other
and like at home?
No, I come to band practice. Do other
Oh,
stuff.
you
Wait
sound a
minute.
little
Now
bitter.
it's coming
You
out.
sound a
You
little
guys are
bitter
interfering
about
with
the
his
band
health.
practice.
Band is.
Well, it's true. I'd
The
probably go
band
to the
interferes
Y
with the
tonight,
health.
too, if I didn't go.
I called you for a while to
Oh,
come,
I
and
should
you would
go.
always say, "This is his answer. I should go."
Oh, I should go.
I should go to. When do you go? I'm going to show up next time.
I will be there Friday night. If you
Friday
want,
night.
call me first. Say what time are you going. I'll tell you. Probably
It is
around
fun.
7:45.
I love the feeling of the gym.
I don't know.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Hope this is interesting. We went off on a little tangent there.
Tangents are good.
The funniest rant.
See you next time.